Hi, guys, and welcome to Desi Dutch. This is your host Amjay today with a very special guest from Italy again. We're back in La Aquila with our good friend Ghulam Mudassir. Ghulam Mudassir is a PhD student in La Aquila, the University of La Aquila, I'm assuming, and
Yes.
he's going to be delving deeper with us into how life is there in Italy, second to how our previous guest was talking about. Moreover, he's actually from Miawali in Pakistan, so he's going to give us some insight in how his family is doing back in Miawali with all the whole coronavirus pandemic happening around Pakistan as well. So Ghulam Mudassir, welcome to Desi Dutch.
Thank you so much, Ahad, for having me in this live conversation. So, actually, my name is Ghulam Mudassir. As Ahad have introduced me, I am here in Lakwilla since last 1 year. And right now, we are suffering in a very cursed epidemic, coronavirus, which you might be aware about that. So, here, Italy is one of the major country which is affected the most. So, right now, we are in lockdown situation. So, we are locked down at our house, so we can't go out. If we want to go out, so just police always ask us that where we are going, we have to show them evidence that whether we are going for a grocery or other things. So everything is locked down. So just here, stores are open, grocery stores are open, and hospitals and pharmacies, rest of everything is closed. No one is allowed to go out. Situation is getting worse. People are in a too much panic situations. Even they can't do handshake, they can't uh, hug to each other. So because basically this is the psychological problem. And when someone suffered in these kind of disease, and if that disease don't have any kind of treatment or cure, so everyone do a lot of care to not suffer in that kind of epidemic. So that's the major development which we have seen over here since last 3 weeks. So that's
Yeah.
the major problem.
So,
Yeah.
like, okay, before delving into the deeper side of the coronavirus, let's start with who Ghulam Mudassir is. So, you were in Lakula for the last 1 year. What are you studying? Where are you originally from? Miawali, any particular district? And how long have you lived in Pakistan? Did you directly come from Pakistan to Italy in the last 1 year? And like, just generally, who is Ghulam Mudassir? So, how to tell our listeners a little bit about that.
Well, my name is, as you have already told, my name is Ghulam Mudassir, and actually, I am doing PhD over here in University of Lakwela since last 1 year, because it's a 3 years program. So my field of research is data sciences, and basically, I am here on scholarship. I did my bachelor from University of Bradford, UK, and then master I did from Pakistan, and then I came here for PhD. So basically, research has a some kind of different kind of phenomena. Means once you come in the research, so you have to finish your social life, you have to finish everything, so you have to do a research. So basically, research has some good things as well as some bad things. So it's a mediocre life. Means you can say it's a middle of the opinion. So means you sometimes you find something good, and sometimes you find some bad things as well. So PhD is a so far in my experience, PhD is a good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to
So,
hear. Because
so
I did my master's, and actually, I'm also in the field of data sciences.
that's great.
But I'm not really in the field of data sciences yet. I am actually a BI analyst, but I'm trying to transition into the data sciences. So I'm picking up coding and a little bit of that. I know a little bit of online classes and everything, but I'm still not there yet. So talk to us a little bit about data science, because this is something I'm really, really interested in. So,
Okay, okay.
what are you doing in your PhD? What did you do in your master's, and what side of data science are you actually on?
Actually, it's just some sort of I want to let you know the background that how this in this field I have created my interest. Because basically, after bachelor, I have joined software industry for a job because I don't have too much resources to continue my study in master degree. So to cover up my expenses, so I did a software industry. I did work for 5 years over there as a tester, QA tester means, and
Quality
sometimes we
assurance,
have a
yes.
quality assurance job, and sometimes we have to work with the data scientists as well, because being a tester we have to know each and everything of the software, because we have to test each and everything. So once I was doing a job in at that time, I observed that I am a bit good in data sciences, so I think it's better to go for a higher research. If I have planned to go for a PhD, so I'll do research in data sciences. So at that time I have decided to go for PhD in data sciences. So luckily, I tried for in different countries to get a PhD, but I got opportunity over here in Italy. So even once I got opportunity over here, 4 different universities have offered to me. But why I have chosen University of Lakwela? Because my field of research was very much related to the data sciences, so they were offering me a position in that field. So right now I'm working in a cross-field research. Basically, it's a new phenomena of the research. Means a lot of people's working in medical sciences, and they're trying to apply different machine learning techniques in that field. So my field of research is also very much related to the medical sciences. Means
Okay.
I have to apply some machine learning techniques on that field, like reinforcement learning, like
Yes.
other techniques. So I have to provide them a different kind of mechanism, that if some patients got infected in some disease, so what kind of the best algorithms which can identify that disease in a very
Disease
short
that
time.
fast. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
I've done some studies. I read articles and listen to a lot of podcasts related to data science just to increase my knowledge. And I have heard about a lot of breakthroughs happening in the medical industry related to machine
Oh, that's
learning
good.
and yeah, trying to
That's good.
find like trying to go through basically a screening model, right? So like if you have some symptoms,
Mm.
the model tells you what the symptoms are in the shortest amount of time, so that you actually can cure it really fast.
Mm.
That's
And
one.
one more interesting thing I want to I want to share,
Yeah,
being
definitely.
having opportunity. Basically, I'm from Pakistan, and my area is the district Miawali, which I have already introduced, and that's a very backward area. Means we don't have too much opportunities to go for higher education. So means once I am one of the only person who got opportunity to go for a higher education like PhD in a foreign country. So in the whole district, so I'm the one who came here in Europe for a PhD.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Mashallah.
uh,
That's great
so
to hear.
I feel lucky, and as well as I feel proud that I am the first one who came here all along the way for a PhD.
Yes, and also I think it's how you're gonna be the one who's gonna be paving the way for other
Yeah,
people in Miyawali to see that okay, this is also possible, because a lot
of
of
course.
people don't even see this. Like for example, with me, I am the first one in my family to shift to Holland for my studies,
Mm.
like shift outside of Europe. My family is basically based in Saudi Arabia, like Middle East and Pakistan, and
Oh,
that's the
that's
only
great.
thing they've seen. So I'm the first one who went into Europe. So now everybody keeps talking about it. Hey, look, he's went to Europe, so there's a
Oh,
chance that we might also go to Europe. And the youngsters in my family, they all go like, we want to become like in Dubai. We also want to go abroad to study, to abroad
yeah,
to
yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
So it's really nice to feel that that
Of,
you're actually having an influence on
of course,
someone's life, right? And
of
you're
course,
trying to make it happen.
of course, of course.
Yeah. So
So
I'll yeah, definitely continue, please.
yeah, but I was just telling about Nisa about the literacy rate of my district, because people are not too much aware about different kind of things. So people are very talented. You know, our prime minister is from Mewali, so people
Yeah,
are very
definitely.
talented. So the thing is, means people don't have too much exposure about different things. Even right, if you tell them right now about the coronavirus, even they don't take care about the coronavirus. They're not taking care, means how to wash hands, how to use sanitizer, how to wear the mask, even because this is just because they don't have enough exposure, enough education, that they don't know the pro and cons of this epidemic, that if they got suffered, they will not have any kind of treatment for this disease. So that's the major problem. If you don't have any kind of sufficient education, if you don't have sufficient exposure in any environment.
Yeah, definitely. And
Mm.
as you said, our prime minister is also actually from Miyawali, and
Mm.
you can see how even our government is trying to increase the exposure of the virus,
Yeah,
and they're trying to make it the people understand. But some people sometimes just do not
yeah.
understand, and the reason for that I don't know. It's just that, as you said, it could be a lack of education. It also could be a lack of opportunity, lack of exposure. But what I think of it mainly, my personal opinion is that I think it's just lack of urgency. So because
Ah,
people in our country, at least not, well, I'm relative from a privileged place. You're right now sitting in a very privileged place in Europe,
yeah.
but in Pakistan, in some districts, in some areas, people do not have food for the next day, right?
Of course, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, virus takes 14 days to identify itself and then quarantine and everything. People are like, you know what, we will die of hunger before we die of the virus, right? So
Mm,
we would prefer to rather die of the virus later on, but we will go out to work so that at least we can put food on the table today.
of
And
course, of
that is a
course.
big problem, right, in our culture, and
Mm.
I think the
If
government has to step in.
if I want to add your talk something more, means actually right now world is divided into different kind of you can say it's phases, or you can say different stages. Like half of the world have a very good economical situations. Even they can go for lockdown. They can lock down the people, they can lock down the economy, even they don't have too much loss. But
Yeah.
the countries, third world countries like Pakistan, they don't have too much good economies. So if they go for a lockdown, the people will get the hunger. So that's the problem. Means a country like Pakistan, if they do these kind of things, they have too much pro and cons like these things.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also like,
Hmm.
as you said, as you perfectly put it, like third world countries generally do not have the reserves
Hmm.
to manage this, right? In the US, they announced a $2 trillion package of stimulus, and people are just going to get money in their bank
Hmm.
accounts just because right now it's the virus. So the businesses who are open, they can just apply for a loan and they can get their monthly turnover for the next 2 weeks or 2 months or 3 months. Just
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example, if you're earning 2,000 euros a month and now you
yeah,
can't
of
earn
course.
anymore because your business is down, the government is going to send you 2,000 euros a month just because you live in Europe and you have a
Yeah, yeah,
business,
yeah.
right? So
Of
this
course.
kind of stimulus we don't have in Pakistan. I can't expect, although they're trying. I think the prime minister announced a stimulus package of 2 trillion rupees
Yeah,
in
yeah, of
Pakistan
course.
as well, but that's going to take a longer time to dispense because of all the bureaucracy involved. And it's
Of
just,
course.
is it going to really reach the people who need it the most, right? The people who are
Of
daily
course.
wage
Of course.
workers. But we're trying our best. I think I'm hearing news about people trying to start their NGOs, trying to get some donations up. There's this one guy who lives in the UK. I think he messaged me separately and he said, I'm trying to form a group of expats of Pakistanis abroad, in which
Oh,
I'll
that's great.
start talking about these kind of things, and if we can send donations back home to Pakistan to help our
Oh,
people. So the people are trying all over the world to try to
that's a very
this.
good initiative. Very good
Yeah,
initiative.
yeah, we all
Yeah.
are trying our best. Some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us, like
yeah.
me, are trying to use our strengths of talking and our exposure
Hmm.
in communication to try to see if we can get the message across. But some of us
Yeah,
are
yeah,
like
yeah.
more in hands-on on the ground. I have friends who are actually on the ground. My brother, he's himself working with a Russian drive right now in
Oh, wow,
Pakistan to
that's
get
great.
food with it. Yeah, so some people are doing their best, but I'll try to take the conversation
Hmm.
back to you. So Ghulam, I don't know how long it's been with you, but for me, it's almost about to be 3.5 weeks. I'm almost hitting 4 weeks, I think, in lockdown here, and it's been
Hmm.
wonderful, but it's also been very, very lonely. So, what are your
Hmm.
thoughts? How has it been going with you?
Oh, well, it's really difficult, a really boring question. The thing is before lockdown we go out, we do have different kind of parties, we do have gatherings with different friends. So right now, that we are not allowed to have gatherings, even we are not allowed to have a lunch or dinner more than 2 to 3 people. So means we can't go out, so it's really boring. Means we are killing our time by staying in our room, so just watching movies, just using Netflix, just using social media, so like that. So means it's really boring time sometimes. Being a researcher, our supervisor always asks us that what kind of work we are doing, how much your progress has gone through. So means so if you are in such a boring life, so your productivity might be decreased, means you are not up to that level which people might expect in a normal situations. So the problem is it's really boring life, means we can't do the things up to that mark which we do expect in normal situations.
Definitely, I understand. So,
Yeah.
so your work as a researcher right now, as a PhD candidate, is still going on while you're stuck at home.
Y- yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
of
how's
course
that
means
going?
we do have a meeting in every week with supervisor on team software, on this kind of Zoom softwares. So means we do have a video communications, we do have email communication. Means our work is still going on. Being a researcher means researcher have supposed to do work by independently, so
Yeah.
they don't need any kind of direction like master or bachelor students. They have to take classes on the regular basis. So means just we have to go for a meeting on weekly basis. We have to show them the work, we have show them our progress, that what we have done so far, what kind of more guidance we have required to go further in these things. So means work still is going on, but we are not enjoying as much as we were enjoying before the lockdown.
Definitely
Yeah,
understand. But now coming
yeah,
back to your studies a little bit, you are
yeah.
working in the medical industry to create some machine learning models to enhance the screening experience. This coronavirus thing would be a really big opportunity for you then. The amount of data
Yeah,
that's
of course.
available and the amount of things that you can learn from this pandemic. So are you applying any of this to your studies right now?
Yeah, actually, right now, actually, the thing is, means machine learning techniques. Actually, this CrossFit research phenomena came recently. So, for every kind of machine learning techniques, you must have some data set, some solid data set.
Yes.
So far, we are facing problem means we don't have a some solid data set to apply our techniques. Means we are trying to get data set from different doctors, from different hospitals, and to apply these kind of algorithms on the data set. The main problem is to find out the comprehensive data set to apply those techniques. So far we are collecting data sets. So soon we are expecting that we might come with a solid solution.
Yeah, definitely. I do understand that. So, Ghulam, this we talked about how Pakistan, how Miyawali especially is doing in this. We talked about how Italy yourself, you and Italy doing and how you're doing it. So
Yeah.
now I want to change the conversation a little bit towards what time pass things do you do? Because you did tell us it's a little bit boring and you were just trying to do. But how do you do Netflix? That's fine. Everyone is doing Netflix these days. You're studying. That's also fine.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
what else do you do
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
maintain that mental you can say stability, because it gets boring, it gets lonely. I'm assuming you live alone, right? Or do you live with
Yeah,
someone
yeah, it
else?
means yeah, no, I'm living alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
means
how do you handle that
yeah.
loneliness?
Oh well, actually, this loneliness questions is very difficult to respond because nowadays I'm watching different movies. One of my friends has suggested about a very famous serial that's called Friends. So nowadays I'm watching that
Oh,
one.
amazing serial.
Yeah.
I would recommend
So
as well.
yeah. So another one. In the last week, I have watched movies Jinnah. That's very good. It's on the real time stories. Means
Yeah.
Bilal have recommended me in the last week that I should watch that one. So basically, I used to watch those movies which have some sort of stories, which have some sort of lessons. Means I don't believe on the virtual things. Means I always believe on the real time things. If I believe
Yeah.
on some solid things which have some sort of existence in this world or before this world. So means I used to watch those kind of movies. So means I have watched Jinnah movie. I watch. I'm right now. I'm watching for Gandhi as well.
Yeah.
The Friends series. So these kind of series and movies so far going on. So I'm passing my time like that way to relax myself, to enjoy some other life apart from research.
Yeah, definitely. So
Mm.
movies are mainly your forte. You
Yeah,
prefer
yeah,
to
yeah,
watch a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
movies. So that's
Of
great to
course.
hear. I'm more of a
Yeah.
gamer myself, so I play a lot of different games, different
Oh,
styles
wow.
of games. Right now, we found a new game that us friends are playing for the past few days on the phone. So not just on a console or something. So I just that's how I'm keeping myself distracted.
Oh,
So
one more thing I forgot. One,
yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
Actually, nowadays we are playing a card game too much with like some other housemates' apartments. Means in our house we are with 3 rooms, and in
Ah,
every room
okay.
there's our single person. So we used to play a lot of card games, Uno games like that. So,
Yeah, that's
so
nice.
the
That's
thing is,
nice.
yeah.
So do you just play Uno or do you
So,
play some of our Desi games like Rummy
yeah,
or
means
Rang?
betrayal. Oh no, actually, to be very honest, I have started playing card games in this lockdown. I never played this game before
Ah,
lockdown my
okay.
whole life.
Okay, okay. So
now,
Uno betrayal kind
now
of
I have
stuff.
learned. Yeah, now I have
Interesting.
learned, and I become habitual of this game.
Yeah, of course, of
I
course.
got addiction.
Definitely, definitely. Like back in
Yeah,
Pakistan, we used to always after work go to chai. And when we would be
yeah,
sitting at
yeah, yeah,
chai,
yeah.
we would be playing cards the whole
Yes,
time. We
yes,
would be
yes.
playing Rang, we would be playing Trump, we would be playing Rummy, we would be playing so many different games. Bluff.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just depends.
yeah,
We have
yeah,
a new
yeah.
game called Kanji. We play that
Yes,
game as well. Amazing. So this is what we're
I'm
busy
not.
with.
I'm not aware about that game because still I'm new in this field. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so
definitely. I'll
just
recommend these
yeah,
games to you. If any
yeah,
one of you
sure, sure,
knows, they should teach you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, are your
sure,
housemates
sure.
all Pakistani, like Desi people, or they're international?
No, no, no. They're international.
Oh,
One is from Portugal,
yeah.
and one is from Turkey.
One's of Turkey, one's of Portugal. And how is it
Yeah.
going with them?
Oh, it's going really well. Means we have a different culture. We always communicate, discuss different things. We discuss about different foods, different kind of enjoyments, how or different kind of places. Means what kind of special things Turkey has, what kind of special things Portugal has, what kind of about Pakistan is we have a lot of beautiful places. We have a lot of historical things.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, and they always ask me about India, Pakistan. So
Yeah.
we always have very interesting things.
Definitely, but
And
imagine, I
yeah.
actually expected, yeah, when I asked you, I thought you lived alone, but if you have people around you, 3 weeks you're
Hmm.
seeing the same people. How is that going on? Are you guys getting tired of seeing each other? Are you guys still comfortable? Do you guys need your space?
Really. I have observed in the last 3 weeks that before we had a very good friendship. Now we are getting bored by seeing every day 24/7 each other. So means we have some sort of boredness in that aspect. But so far we are a good friend. Means we are spending very good time. We always have a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
gossip. We always meet each other. So the question which you have asked means I'm living alone means I was supposed to consider that you are asking that am I sharing my room with someone else? No, I'm living alone. So
Yeah,
in
yeah,
my house we
definitely.
have 3 rooms. So yeah. So in that aspect, I was telling.
I
So
understand. I
anyway, means
understand.
it's a very good experience so far. Means we are enjoying a lot.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear.
Mm.
So I think we're going towards the end of the conversation. So in this part, usually I ask people to recommend some stuff. You told us about the movies of Jinnah and Gandhi, but
Yeah.
other than that, if you have anything that you want to recommend, some movies to our listeners, or you want to recommend some music that you listen to, or some podcast that you listen to, a book that you read, anything that they can listen to or hear or read to understand more what Ghulam likes or doesn't like.
Actually, literally means today I was planning to watch a movie that's about the coronavirus. If I'm not wrong, the name of that one, cognitive like that,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far I forgot the
Contagion.
name of that one.
Contagion, I think.
Contagion.
Yeah,
So
everyone's
contagion.
watching that
So that's
movie.
really amazing movie. Yeah, contagion. So I really recommend to all those people. So the thing is, means literally I have some concerns about that movie. That how that movies came into being before 11 years means how the writer of that movie, I'm really surprised on him and I'm really shocked on him as well. I have
Yeah,
two different opinions. Means how he was aware about this movie that this thing is going to be happen after 11 years in this world, and same thing is, you can say it's a replaying, it's a
yeah,
replay of
basically,
that movie which is happening right now. So means
definitely.
I'm really surprised on that writer. So means how he got the concept of this movie, how he was so perfect about the identification and other things. So that means I'll strongly recommend to everyone that they should watch this movie and they should really get the lesson from this movie.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's my recommendation as well. It's a movie that really
Hmm.
tells you how it happens when there is a pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Ghulam, for your time. I hope you had as much fun as I did in this conversation. It was wonderful to
Oh,
talk to you, and it was wonderful to hear your stories. It's actually
thank.
amazing to hear how a person from
Yeah.
Miyawali gets the opportunity to study in the UK and then study in Italy at the same time. And following data sciences. So that's also a field which is just amazing to even be in right now in this day and age. So thank you so much for your time.
So once again, thank you so much for having me, for giving your precious time to talk with you. So I'm really happy after having conversation because you did talk about different topics, and I wish best of luck for your podcast, the way which you are doing right now. So I think if I'm not wrong, being a data scientist, I'll say that this podcast which you are doing right now, it will become a very helpful resource for the people who are doing research. People
Yeah.
like me who are who are trying to collect the different kind of data, solid data means about this epidemic. So I'm sure this
Right.
podcast
Thank
will
you so
become a
much. Thank you
real,
so much.
it will be a real and solid background for the researchers to go to enhance their research.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for your
Welcome.
kind words.
Yeah.
And thank you all for listening. I hope you had as much fun as we did, and it was wonderful to come back on track. This was day 26, 25. I don't know, I think I'm losing count, but I hope I'm just somewhere nearby. I hope to see you here next time. I'm not saying tomorrow nowadays because I feel like I'm not going to be doing this every day now. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time.